Good morning, everyone. How are you all today? Um, Here's the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, the 6th of January, 2024. So, the synoptic situation then. Overnight, we have this low pressure to the north of Scotland is slowly drifting southeast, and ahead of it are these frontal systems. We've got an occluded front that stretched all the way down to us at midnight last night. And if we run through to midday today, you can see that occlusion is pretty well straight down the north south of the country. And off to the left, there's a little trough line, of course, which is giving us some problems. There's quite a slack airflow, actually, in the general area where we are at the moment, but there is a slight northerly trend, as you can see, which is different. So spot winds are showing, indicating operate the 2000 winds at about northerly and just heading around towards the west, slightly north-northwest as we get a little bit lower. Cloud, the situation we have with the cloud at the moment, and I'll just refresh this to get up to the latest, is you may just be able to see, I'm not quite sure how good it is on your screens at the moment, but we have a lighter grey you can just make out here, which is the cloud that we've got over us at the moment. And it's a fairly constant stream from north to south through Lasham. There's a little kink about 50 or 60 miles north of us. So it could just be that this upper cloud will head slightly to the east, leaving us in an area that's not so damp and moist. And that's indicated in a minute when I show the rainfall forecast. So this is the actual rain at the moment. You can see it's pretty well coming north-south, smack over Lasham pretty well, certainly for the next hour or two. And then that kink I was on about is this little area just here where we may get a bit of a clearance, which could help us. Shows up slightly better on the actual rain forecast. So if I run it through, you can see the rain coming down, and this is now, we're looking at now, there's a dead straight line, look, north to south of the showers. And as I run it forward, you noticed, I hope, there we go. Yeah, it's not refreshing, I'm afraid, as well as I would have liked. But you can see it getting thinner and thinner and thinner. So this is now 10:30. And this is the sort of area I'm on about now, where we're just starting to get clearance about 11:30. So the rain is now tending to be more to the east. And of course, with the rain, we've got the upper cloud and the mist and all that rubbish as well. So there could be a lighter slot after 11 o'clock today, 11:30. And then you can see the rest of the afternoon is relatively clear as we speak at the moment. Local area forecast sort of suggests that as well. It's showing overcast up until about 12 o'clock, and then a clearance really for the rest of the afternoon. Light northerly winds, no significant gusts of any kind, and actually relatively low chance of rain this afternoon. Visibility is good. GFS is showing top temperatures day of 6 and dew point down at 4. And the local camera's not working, but this is the one from Alton looking towards Lasham, and that's pretty well what we've got out the window. So you can see what's happening there. The actual weather at Lasham at the moment, 5.5 degrees temperature, dew point down at 3, 90, and winds west-northwesterly 7 knots. Oleum forecast is showing wind 6 knots from the northwest, 93% humidity, 5,000 meters of rain. And if I throw Farnborough now, they are showing 4 knots northwesterly, 1,700 foot, showers in their vicinity. But more importantly, the forecast looking forwards are between about 9 and 6 o'clock, 7,000 meters, broken clouds at 1,200 feet, rain and rain showers. So we'll see how it goes. Now, Topmet today, the significant forecast of Topmet is not that encouraging, but it's not always correct. So we do need to bear that in mind. So obviously we're down here. This is at 9 o'clock this morning. They're talking about 1,200 foot cloud base and mist. And if we're running through day, actually, it sort of gets worse up until about, this is 12 o'clock now. And then running through 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not actually showing it getting much better here. So we might need to take it with a little pinch of salt, but it's not always right. And talking to Mike earlier, he's saying that the sky sight was indicating very similar to what Topmet is showing today, and no NOTAMs to affect us today if we do actually end up going out flying. So operationally today, then, if we do fly, there's a couple of things I really need to bring to your attention. And the first one is our swimming pool that we have in the south end of the airfield. Now, obviously, for those who've been flying here for a while, with this wind that we have here, northeasterly wind, we'd ideally like to operate down the bottom, down on 3-4. It is an absolute quagmire. It's just totally unusable. In an emergency, if we had to land there, we could land there, but we just couldn't do normal takeoff and landing operations. So if we do fly today, we'll be on runway 27. Winch down on the northern side, far enough up the field that obviously any crosswind with the cables dropping is not going to cause a conflict with ATC. The launch point will be down as we normally had it, where we had it yesterday, and any aerotone will be from the south. And the winch cables will be dragged down the northern end of the runway to the launch point. Be wet operations, so southerly circuits will be landing on the runway unless it's blocked, of course, and then they can land on the grass left. And northern circuits will be right-hand circuits to land on this the first part of grass north, which is it's what it is. We can't do much more about it than that. So no movements planned today. Possible flying from mid to late morning onwards. We have got the crosswind, and that's what we need to accept. We've got the same 3 gliders we had yesterday, 2-seaters wise. It is waterlogged to the south of the airfield. And of course, we do have a simulator if anyone needs any bronze chaining or spin checks or just general flying in the warmth and the dryness of inside. I'm around all morning with Mike, so between us, we'll try and entertain you all. And I'll give you a briefing. Next briefing will be tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.